Mosdi minister to skip Pfizer shots to instill confidence in other vaccines. No escape for policemen involved in drug activity party. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching Updates at Noon. Science, Technology and Innovation Minister Khairi Jamaluddin said he is willing to take any of the COVID-19 vaccines approved by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency (NPRA). Khairi, who is also the coordinating minister for the National COVID-19 Immunization Program, said since many people had safely taken the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, he wants to opt for the vaccine that is approved next to show that all vaccines are safe and given to the people irrespective of their status.
Ni rakyat tanya, oh pemimpin semua ni ambil Pfizer, barang baik. Ya, yang lain-lain ni semua untuk rakyat biasa saja. Jadi saya dah buat keputusan semalam, saya akan ambil vaksin yang akan diluluskan seterusnya. Apa saja vaksin yang diluluskan seterusnya, saya orang pertama ambil. Kalau Sinovac, Sinovac. Kalau daripada Rusia, Rusia. Kalau AstraZeneca, AstraZeneca lah. Ya. Saya tak akan ambil vaksin Pfizer. Bukan sebab Pfizer tak bagus. Pfizer bagus. Pfizer dah selamat dan terbukti. Tapi biarlah, ada juga daripada barisan menteri ni yang memberi contoh ambil vaksin yang akan datang.
Apart from Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and Dr. Noor Hisham, Senior Minister Dato' Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli Muhammad Al-Bakri, as well as Agriculture and Food Industries Minister Dato' Sri Ronald Kiandi, have also received the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. A total of 80,000 persons with disabilities, OKU, elderly and welfare departments personnel have been registered to receive vaccination jabs in the first phase of the National COVID-19 Immunization Program. Minister of Women, Family and Community Development, KPWKM, Dato' Sri Rina Muhammad Harun, said the ministry will also assist those who do not have the MySejahtera app to register for the vaccination program.
Mana di pihak kementerian kita telah pun menghantar nama-nama mereka. Selain daripada mereka register, kita juga telah pun mengenal pasti daripada golongan sasaran kita. Kita sendiri juga telah pun menghantar nama kepada pihak yang berkaitan, yang berkenaan untuk mereka ini didahulukan sebagai penerima vaksin.
Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah has reminded the public to continue with their compliance to the Standard Operating Procedures SOP implemented. He said the National COVID-19 Vaccination Program should not be considered as immunity passport for people to move freely in the country. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said adherence to the SOP and measures to ensure public health should be continued, even though Phase 1 of the National COVID-19 Immunization Program is currently underway. He said measures implemented to curb the spread of the pandemic, including international border control, the enforcement of various SOPs, as well as COVID-19 testing and screening activities, would be evaluated and discussed from time to time at the National Security Council MKN special meeting. The Health Director General added that the decision to allow movement, such as interstate or inter-district travels, depends on the evaluation by the government. 8 new clusters were identified by the Health Ministry yesterday, taking Malaysia's cumulative clusters so far to 1,129 clusters, with 7 of them were workplace-related, while another was community-based. Johor reported 5 new clusters, while Kelantan, Perak and Sarawak reported 1 each. The 5 clusters reported in Johor are Jalan Tampoi Besi cluster with 40 positive cases, Jalan Permas 9 cluster 20 cases, Jalan Gemilang 1 15 cases, Jalan Mega Technology 14 cases and Jalan Saintek Jaya 13 cases. The sixth cluster was discovered in Perak, known as Jalan Tasik Avenue, a workplace cluster in Kinta, with some 524 people have been screened so far and 211 individuals turned out positive for the virus. Meanwhile, in Kelantan, one new cluster known as Kampung Pulau Raja, also a workplace cluster in Kota Baru, where a total of 60 individuals were tested positive out of 255 people screened. The eighth cluster was detected in Sarawak, the Buloh cluster, a community cluster in Selangor, where 28 individuals turned out positive in screenings conducted. Meanwhile, 16 clusters were declared inactive yesterday, leaving 485 clusters remained active in the country. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Abdul Hamid Badur has warned police personnel involved in drugs abuse activities that they will not escape from the law. He said there will be no protection or special treatment for them as they will undergo a transparent investigation just like any members of the public.
Tidak ada apa-apa yang nak saya lindung. Perbuatan salah laku anak buah saya pasal saya terima hakikat bahawa kita ditubuhkan untuk memberi perkhidmatan kepada orang ramai. Saya tidak percaya dengan ungkapan-ungkapan mengatakan bahawa kenapa saya ataupun pengarah-pengarah saya dengan muka tidak malu mendedahkan statistik salah laku. Tidak. Ya, saya ingatkan sekali lagi kepada mereka yang mengkritik ni semua. Orang ramai berhak tahu.
Tan Sri Abdul Hamid Badur was commenting on the arrest of 6 policemen, including an officer out of 14 individuals at a wild drug party in Ipoh recently. The IGP had instructed the Perak Police Chief to take the matter seriously and conduct a thorough investigation to ensure those arrested will not escape from prosecution. Around 440 million ringgit will be allocated for the expansion and upgrading of the Sultan Ismail Petra Airport LTSIP in Kota Baru, Kelantan. In a statement, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Economy, Datuk Seri Mustafa Mohamad, said the project was necessary to accommodate the growing number of passengers. Datuk Seri Mustafa said the airport's maximum capacity was 1.5 million passengers a year, but in 2019 it had to handle about 1.8 million passengers. He also announced that the government has agreed to appoint WCT Berhad as the contractor of this project. The minister said the on-site work is scheduled to begin in April and the project is expected to be completed in mid-2024. The main component of the project involves the construction of a new terminal building with separate arrival and departure halls. Upon completion, the new terminal will be able to handle 4 million passengers a year, besides also having a multi-story car park. Well, that concludes Updates at Noon. In our top story, MOSDE Minister to skip Pfizer shots to instill confidence in other vaccines. Join me again at 10 p.m. tonight on saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123. You can also stream the news on YouTube or RTM MyClick web portal and mobile app. Now, folks, they say the age of heroes would never come again, especially after they botched the movie back in 2017. However, some comic book fans are feeling fairly hopeful with the upcoming Snyder's Cut of the Justice League this 18th of March. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant Sunday.